Okay, so before we work on the ear and the hairs, there is a few more things that we need to shade. So does everyone have their drawing out? And like I said, I'm recording this, so for those of you that don't have your drawing with you, you can rewatch this later on. Okay, so the next thing that we'll have to shade is the bottom lip here. So we're going to outline the corner of the mouth, emphasize that line there, have it kind of trail off to blend with the bottom lip. So you're kind of going from like a thick line to a thinner line. And then the same thing on the corner over here, emphasizing that line in the corner and then getting a little smaller. And then we'll emphasize the bottom of the lip here. So 3 spots on the bottom lip we're emphasizing, kind of makes it come forward a little more by emphasizing those certain areas. So it doesn't look so blended in with the face. After you have that done, we're going to do the same thing we've been doing, where we start dark in a corner and then gradually get lighter as we move towards the center. So once again, this is going to give it that form, that lip form, bring it forward so it's not looking too flat. Remember, adding value to a form makes it look more three-dimensional. So apply less pressure on your pencil as you get closer towards the center. Okay. After that, we're going to add some value under the lip, because the lip, it extends in front of the chin, so there's a little shadow that happens right here under the lip. So I'm just coloring it back and forth till I get down to that arch for the chin. So it goes dark to light once again. So under the chin. All right, and then we're going to do the little ball of the chin. Kind of make that jut out a little bit more. So color that a little dark. You're coloring an arch method, and then get a little lighter as you come down. All right, so we're just kind of going down. So right underneath this chin, we'll outline the chin. Don't go too dark where it looks like the person has a goatee. We're just adding value to the face. So right under the chin, we'll follow that, and we're arching upwards this time. And just kind of trail on down. So going again from dark to light. So some of you said that you're having trouble blending. So one thing that you can practice is simply doing a value scale, and also hold your pencil closer to the back. That'll make it more mobile, and so that you're not so tightly making your lines. It'll give it more room to work, kind of like a paintbrush. So you hold it, I'm holding mine like pretty much at the back of it, and I just kind of let it move back and forth. So just practice this motion, and once you have a consistent shade, you just kind of go back over the spots that you want to be a little darker, and then you lift your pencil up, and that'll create the lighter value. So some of you might just be having trouble creating the lighter value. If that's the case, practice doing a very, very light value. See how light you can go with your pencil. Honestly, it just takes practice. The more you practice, the better you'll get at it, I promise you. And then if you want to just keep building those light values, it'll eventually get darker and darker. And then just look at your values too. So when you're going from dark to light, see if there's any areas where it might be like, I know some of you guys might have a spot where it's like super dark like this. So what you want is that transition from dark to light. What we have going on here is a dark strip and then immediately moves to like a lighter area. You want to build that transition, so you can just go over that area again and just apply your pencil and very lightly just build that value. So it's easier to do lighter values and build than to go dark and then erase and try and build it, because once you erase, you're eliminating, like you're completely making that white. So you'll have to build that again. It can be kind of tricky to build in the middle of a value. So it's easier just to do as light as you can and just kind of go over it again and again until it kind of smoothly transitions or blends to your desired look. So that's one way you can blend. If you like, for now, if you're having a really hard time, I really don't want you to do this because I want you guys to gain control of your pencil. But if it's still not working for you, I don't want you to get frustrated. So you can just use your finger and just kind of blend it like that. So if you're getting really frustrated with it, just use your finger. All right. So then now we got to do the size of the neck. So right underneath here where the neck kind of meets the face, we're just going to emphasize that and then bring that line all the way up to the ear. So lightly emphasize that line. You don't have to go too dark. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So right here, like a little bit in front of the neckline, we'll start, and then we'll just kind of move our way up to the ear, just tracing over that line one more time to emphasize it. But we don't want to go too dark. Just kind of making that face project forward a little bit. And then from there, we're going to outline the neck on both sides, emphasizing the line for the neck again. And then this part you can just shade up and down. So from the neck, we're going darker and then lighter as we move towards the center of the neck. And we're doing that on both sides. So dark to light again. All right, just a couple more things. I want to show you shading underneath the cheek. I want to show you the ear, and then I'll show you guys different hair, depending on what you want to do. So on the cheek, we're just going to lightly create an oval for the cheekbone. So I'll do mine a little darker so you can see it on the camera, but very lightly you'll put yours in, like only like as light as you can go, because we're going to erase it. So you don't want to do it too dark. So on each side of the cheek, we'll create these ovals, and that's where your cheekbones are. So underneath those areas, we'll add a little bit of shading. So I'll show you how to do that. Give you some time to draw those areas in. All right, and then right underneath the cheeks, we're going to create a little bit of shading. So on the edge of the face, we'll emphasize that area, and then we're just kind of going to trail it in, following the edge of that oval. So this part's a little tricky. So you're just following the edge of the oval, kind of contouring that face. So on both sides, shading by the cheekbone, like so, and just kind of trailing it in like that. So I'll show you. So I did it very lightly. You don't want her to have a Wolverine chops. You just kind of want to blend that so it looks like that cheek is projecting forward. So I'll show you on this. If this is the side of the face, just kind of emphasizing that, and then following the edge like that, following the edge of your oval, and just blending it like that. So that's kind of the form that we're working with here. So ovals for the cheeks, and very lightly create some value underneath them. Let me focus it somewhere. Like your screen is blurry, or my camera is blurry? I created these ovals very, very lightly on the face, right underneath the eyes. They're coming down at angles. So that's the cheekbone. So we just are creating these guidelines for when we shade underneath them, so that we're kind of pushing those cheekbones forward. Okay, so now you can erase those cheekbones and the area that's inside of them, because we kind of want to highlight there, because that's the part of your face that will be closest to the light. It's usually the part of your face that just projects out more. You can emphasize that edge of your face a little bit more after you erase it. Oh yeah, it is inverted. All right, well, it's a symmetrical face. I don't know, like, technology is just not on our side today, you guys, so we'll just have to make it work. Okay, so from here, we'll do the ears. So following the edge of your ear, you'll just create a line that follows that, and then kind of dips and comes around. So it follows the top arch of your ear, then comes down, and then squiggles inward, and then loops like so. All right, I'm recording it, so if it doesn't work for you, Joey, I'll try and send you this recording if I can't figure out a way to share it with you guys. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're following the arch, leaving that space at the top for the fold of your ear, and just kind of squiggle it in like that. So the most important part is this arch up top. How you squiggle it is up to you, but that's the main thing. Aww. Topanga. Are you guys watching Boy Meets World?
No, it's a song by her.
Oh. Oh, okay. And then we're gonna do the little, I think it's called your tragus. So that little piece. So that's just like an arch that touches your face. So just like that. All right. And then lastly, before we get to hair, we'll just shade the inside of your ears, similar to the way we've been shading. So we'll start at the arch and go dark at the top and then get lighter. And we're following, when we get lighter, we're following the edge of that line. So we're going straight down like so. So we're filling in that area where the ear kind of goes inside of the ear. So start dark at the arch and then lift up your pencil to get a little bit lighter as we trail down the squiggly line. Okay, and for hair, you can choose how you want to do your hair on your person, depending. For like someone that's middle parted, you would have that gap in between for the middle part. So it can't just be a line, it has to be a gap. And then you can just draw your hair strands. You can have some come in front of the face if you want. These will just radiate from your middle line and then just come on down. If it's hair that goes up, or if it's like guy's hair, you may want to change your hairline. So for the guys, you might want to just have like a more squared off. So you come up and then just kind of square it around like this, and then come down. And then if you want, is blurry again?
I like my new jacket. It's yours?
Waves. All right, so
Look at it.
Hafsa, can you mute your mic, please?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Thank you. So I don't know. Let's see. Waves, I guess, would be, you could choose like a corner maybe for the part. And then from the corner, you could do your waves. And then from one wave, you do your values. So from light to dark on every wave. Sort of like that. And then I know some people have like edges. You could put edges on your person like this. They're kind of like wavy as well. And then For like super curly hair texture, you're gonna want to kind of go in like different directions like this. So lots of squiggly lines. You can choose how high or low you want it. So that's another way you can do like super curly hair. Drip or drown? Braids? Okay, so if we're going, say we have some edges here, and we want to do braids that are going back. So you'll also have to create those spaces, but your spaces will maybe be a little bit bumpier, so something like that. And then you can just create like cloud. It almost looks like little clouds. And then inside of them, you can create X's, and they'll kind of look like a braid. So that's, I don't know if you guys can see. So a repetition of this. Make sure you have it coming off the top of the head a little bit to give it that like off the head appearance, so it doesn't look flat. And then I just put little X's in them. And then if you wanted them to come down, they would have to come behind the ear. Put like a bead on it. So that's one way you can do braids. This person's got a wacky hairdo. Anything else you guys wanted to see how to do before we go over the rubric? Alrighty. So like I said, I'm going to try and figure out a way to share this with you guys, but if you want me to share you the recordings, like you for sure know you need them, please let me know. Oh, a hat and a ponytail. Okay, so let's see. Hat, it depends on the hat, but if like this is my head, let's see. So if you're putting on a hat that's just like a normal hat, baseball hat, you want to come out and do this shape. So that's the arch of the hat, and then the top of the hat comes around like this, and then you usually have a little loop at the top. So that could be one way you put on a hat like that, like a baseball hat. If it's backwards, then you would just do this. So like that, and then you might have the bill kind of behind it, and you have to add value to the bottom of the bill. A ponytail. So I don't know if I can do it on her because I lose a little bit of the top of her head. But say I had more paper with me, I would put the ponytail on her head. So that's the ponytail. And then I would have like hair either draped from one side like this. That's one way you can do it. You could even have the hair drape on both sides. All right. Good stuff, good stuff. She actually looks pretty cute in my opinion. So maybe you guys will see me with this hairdo next Monday. All right, so let's go over the rubric.